Hello everyone and welcome back to Phantom Sports Industries. My name is Joe Soisson. I'm a contributor for Phantom's hockey content. Today I'd like to focus on the second round of the NHL playoffs. I've gone through every series and every team and picked a player that I think is going to be the most influential to the team's success moving forward in the postseason. So this is my round 2 of the NHL playoffs X Factors per team. Starting off in the Atlantic, Boston versus Florida. My X factor for the Florida Panthers is Sam Reinhart. He led the team in the regular season in goals with 57, but I'm looking to him on the power play. In the regular season, he had 27 power play goals. Against Tampa, he had 3 goals, one of which was on the power play. But Florida's man-up unit was stifled by Boston in the regular season. They went 0 for 11 in 4 games. Boston's taking penalties, and Florida, if they're going to come out of this series alive, they have to take advantage of Boston's penalties. And their man to do it all season long has been Sam Reinhart. And on the other side of that matchup, for the Boston Bruins, my X factor is Jake DeBrusk. It's the Tampa Bay dilemma. He's the highest performing player on the team with a negative plus-minus. You can't afford these double-edged swords this far into the postseason. He had a great Game 1 against Toronto, but he was a -1 with an assist in Game 2. He was -2 with a goal in Game 3. He hasn't broken even since Game 1. And they're going to need more out of him if Boston is going to take down the defending Eastern Conference champions. In the battle for the Metro, it's the New York Rangers versus the Carolina Hurricanes. My X factor for the New York Rangers is Mika Zibanejad. He had 7 points in the 4 games against the Washington Capitals, but when you look back at Zibanejad's postseason career, he's been fairly consistent. 0.81 points per game in the postseason, not bad at all, but right now he's averaging 1.75 points per game. The question is, can he keep this hot streak going? The last time he was putting up numbers like this, the Rangers found themselves in the Eastern Conference Finals back in 2022. And for the Carolina Hurricanes, my X factor is Evgeny Kuznetsov. The Hurricanes traded for Kuznetsov back on March 8th for moments like this. If you're going to be the best, you have to beat the best. And that sometimes includes the President's Trophy winners, which in this case is the New York Rangers. Now, Kuznetsov was good in spurts against the Islanders in round 1. He had a great Game 1 with a goal and an assist, and he also got a goal in Game 5 to help ice the series. But outside of that, he was very quiet for a player that we know can be extremely explosive from that run that he had in the Stanley Cup with the Washington Capitals. Now, I understand that he's not going to put up the numbers he used to. He's not getting nearly as much ice time. Carolina's roster already has a lot of young, talented centers on it. But I think that puts more emphasis on Kuznetsov. He has to prove his worth on this roster. And what better of an opportunity than against the New York Rangers this series? On to the Western Conference and the Central Division, where the Dallas Stars take on the Colorado Avalanche. My player to watch for Dallas is Miro Heiskanen. Look, Dallas knows if they're going to win this series against Colorado, they have to find a way to slow down that offense. And the key to that has always been a good defense. And Miro Heiskanen is one of their top defensemen. Tied for the second most points on Dallas after that opening series, and he is their highest scoring defenseman. But he did have some ups and downs in that series against Vegas. 5 points in 7 games, but he had a -6 plus-minus. In fact, his only game with a positive plus-minus was Game 7, where he didn't have a point. They need a big performance from Heiskanen if they're going to slow down the Colorado attack and win that series. For Colorado, I'd like to highlight one of their newest members. My X factor for the Avalanche is Casey Mittelstadt. Colorado's offense took over that series against Winnipeg. They averaged 5.6 goals per game against a team that was tied for the best goals against average in the league. But that series was also Casey Mittelstadt's first career playoff series, and he did well for himself. He's not a big goal scorer. Most he's had in a season is 18, which was this year with 2 different teams. But he racks up the assists, and in 5 games against Winnipeg, Mittelstadt had 5 assists. Consistency at depth. That's exactly what Colorado was looking for when they traded for him. Now we get to see if that consistency continues against the Dallas Stars. Lastly, the Pacific Division has the last 2 remaining Canadian teams in the NHL, the Vancouver Canucks versus the Edmonton Oilers. My X factor for the Vancouver Canucks is the story of the team thus far, Arturs Silovs. Out of the frying pan and into the fire, the 23-year-old has 9 regular season starts in the past 2 seasons. But the situation has changed, and he's got to be the man between the pipes until Demko or DeSmith is healthy again, maybe even beyond that date. But in 3 starts against Nashville, his numbers looked good. 1.70 goals against average, save percentage of 93.8%, and 1 shutout as well. Vancouver can score, they've got a great defense. The question is, how will Silovs fare against the number 4 offense in the league through the regular season? And for the Edmonton Oilers, my X-Factor player is Zach Hyman. Look, the formula is working for Edmonton right now. The way they won in the regular season is how they're winning in the postseason. Zach Hyman led the team in goals in the regular season with 54. Here in the postseason, he's tied for the most of any player through the first round with 7 goals. McDavid led the team in points and assists. Same thing this postseason. Evan Bouchard, 3rd on the team in points, tied for the most points among defensemen through round 1. But Hyman is the linchpin. It's the first time he's averaged more than 1 point per game through the first round. And even if it is a lot of rebound chances, his shooting percentage has never been better in the playoffs. 35%. He's playing smarter, physical hockey, and there is an art to winning those battles to get those scoring chances. And that's what Hyman is doing really well right now. The question is, as the Oilers continue to advance in the postseason, the defenses get tougher and tougher. So can he continue this scoring pace? That's why Hyman is the player to watch. And that's going to be it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like our content, be sure to scroll down below, click the like button on this video. While you're down there, be sure to also click the subscribe button to get notified of future uploads to this very channel. Also be sure to check out our official website. That's phantomsportsindustries.com. Once again, my name has been Joe Soisson, and from the rest of Phantom Sports Industries, we hope to see more of you next time.